Welcome back, everybody. We've got a great battle on the hardwood here. Number 4, Duke, going into Michigan State at the time of recording this, number 11. So should be a top 10 matchup after Michigan State beat UNC. So this could be a great matchup here, and it will be. Michigan State, led by Tom Izzo, off to a hot start. Like I said, they've beat, at the time, number 14 Arkansas 69-66, beat number 12 Kentucky at the time 83-66, and just recently is coming off a win over the 14th best team, UNC, 74-58. And this is an elite defense, like we've seen. Very Tom Izzo characteristic team here in Michigan State. Elite defense, like I said, giving up only 62 points per game and holding their opponents to a 38% field goal percentage. And that's exactly what I think they're going to do to Duke. So I think Cam Boozer, like always, is going to perform and shine like he has throughout 8 games. And, he leads Duke in every major stat except blocks, which I don't know if we consider that a major stat. But he leads the team in points per game with 22.9, 9.8 rebounds per game, 3.9 assists per game, and 1.8 steal per game. So what are you guys looking forward to in this matchup?
Yeah, before I get into that, the one thing I'd be picking on about Cameron Boozer is he needs to be better from the line.
For sure.
76% ain't going to cut it.
Especially when you're the best player.
I mean, honestly,
you'd like to see him be at 85%.
In all seriousness, yeah, you'd like to see him be above 80. So that's the only thing really he's been lacking on all season. But back to the game. I'm interested to see how Tom Izzo tries to defend this guy. This is definitely not his first time coaching against such a great individual like Cameron Boozer. He's definitely making a game plan around him. The points per game drops way low, or I think it's like a 10-point difference between Boozer and the second best guy on the team.
It's a big difference.
That's a big difference. It's not that's huge. So I think really, it's way easier said than done, but you really just have to get the ball out of his hands as quick as possible. And honestly, don't let him within the arc. I think that's the only way you defend him. I don't know how you do that. I'm sure Tom Izzo will make a game plan around that, but that's what I'm looking forward to. I know Cameron Boozer will most likely drop 25 regardless of what happens, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this game. I love the way that Tom Izzo and the Spartans play basketball. Electric to watch. I mean, that UNC game was so fun. Cohen Carr's the star jumper there, but, everybody on that team can jump out of the gym, and then Jeremy Fears is just going to bang a mid-range or a 3. But this Duke team is pretty good. Up and down the lineup. I think this might be a contestant for a game of the year. I really think Michigan State's underrated. They've blown out their ranked opponents almost by 20. UNC and Kentucky didn't stand a chance after the 10-minute mark in the second half. So really dominant performances. I think this game is going to go down to the wire. But we'll get into it later, but I do think Duke's going to pull away.
Well, I'm also interested to see how – I feel like Michigan State's more of a athletic team. Not that Duke isn't, but you got guys like Cohen Carr that are just a freak athlete. And then Duke's more of a skill-based team. So I'm interested to see how those two teams match up because defensively – Michigan State's going to be playing with full-on athleticism. They're going to have to keep up with these guys.
It's IQ versus athleticism.
It is. So I'm interested to see which one takes the upper edge.
So you mentioned it. Duke's been elite all year long.
They've been elite for years.
Looking right now, looking at all the teams across college basketball landscape, they might be one of the most complete teams, just both sides of the ball, not up and down the lineup, but both sides of the ball. The two ranked opponents that they faced so far were 24 Kansas, that they beat 78-66, and then they beat Arkansas 80-71. Now, they have the best defense in the league based off opponent shooting percentage, and that's 34%. And they're allowing on average 59 points per game. Now, they haven't played as great of teams as Michigan State has, or the volume of great teams Michigan State has, but in the games that they did, they are averaging right around 68. So, yeah, it goes up, but like always. And their offense, they're averaging 92 points per game, which is 20th best in college basketball. So that's pretty outstanding. And we talked about it, Cam Boozer. But which will break first in this matchup? Do you think it's going to be Michigan State's strong defense, or do you think it's going to be Duke's dominant offense?
Well, it'll be interesting to see because normally Tom Izzo likes to run a slow-paced offensive style.
You see that
and
in the scores that they have.
Yeah, he likes to win, only scoring 70 points. He'll take wins as 59, 60 points. And that's not what Duke is. So, really, all things considered, we have two opposites here. I mean, you said it. They're averaging 92 points a game. They put up 80 against Arkansas. And I'm not saying Tom Izzo's team can't. They can if they want. They just like to play a slow-paced team. So it'll be interesting to see who gives on that. I think Michigan State's defense gives. They're just so strong with the ball. They don't turn it over much, and when you foul them, it doesn't really do much. They're big and strong, and it's hard to defend.
If it's fair to say, I think they're going to break at the same time. I think this game's going to have to be a lot of adjusting as they go. I think that you're going to need to constantly be trying different things to stop, for Michigan State to stop Cam Boozer. And on the same token, I think this Duke offense is going to have to try different things to beat this Michigan State defense. And, I think for Michigan State, you're going to want to play some type of zone in the paint just to kind of lock in on Boozer and make somebody else beat you.
I think you play a zone so you can always really have two guys around them.
Well, I mean, it just forces the team to shoot. And I haven't watched a lot of Duke, but just based off the numbers, it seems like not many of these guys can. Seems like a lot of them get their points based off of their paint action, and that's a lot of what Cam Boozer does. Obviously, he has the ability to shoot a three, but he doesn't often. But in my opinion, it's hard for me to say, but neither of these have broken so far, and I've continued to think that Michigan State's defense is going to break. I thought it was going to break against UNC with Caleb Wilson and Henry Vasar and Luka Bogovac. Just that trio right there, you would think has to break it, but it hasn't. And so I think based off that, Duke's offense is going to break first. Not saying Duke's not going to win this game, but I do think that Michigan State's defense is battle-tested, and not that Duke's offense isn't, but I think they've shown that they're the real deal, and ultimately I think that's going to be the strong suit for Michigan State here, and I think it's going to be a great matchup to watch. He said it. It's two opposites colliding. We've got Michigan State's great defense and then Duke's great offense. But we will learn a lot about Duke. Well, by the time this is out, we would have all learned this by now. But when they play Florida on Tuesday, but I do think right now Michigan State's going to stun this Duke offense. Let's just wrap it up with some predictions. So Duke headed into Michigan State primetime Saturday. Not primetime, 12 o'clock Saturday. Doesn't have to compete with any college football games because most of those are 3:30 and on. So what do you guys got?
It's pretty hard to pick against Duke here. The only way I see Michigan State winning is in a slow-paced game. I think if Michigan State can get Duke slow-paced, that'll really throw them off their game. But I don't really see that happening, so give me Duke.
I think Michigan State's going to win this game. I'm high on them. Like you were just talking about the slow-paced game, I'd like to see them put some press on Duke throughout the game, full court, and then set up in a zone to get the ball out of Boozer's hands. And then home court advantage. I mean, Michigan State's a hard place to play on the road, and then especially this early in the season. I mean, I don't know why, but I'm getting the urge to pick Michigan State here. I'm going to have to go Michigan State 75, Duke 72.
See, my head's telling me to pick Michigan State, but my gut has me picking Duke here, and that's what I'm going to go with. Like I said, Michigan State has a great defense, and that's probably going to be a challenge for Duke to overcome, but I think Duke's going to be able to adjust and just barely squeeze it out. That's all that really matters in this game. Doesn't matter what you have to do to get the win, but if you're a team like Duke going on the road into Michigan State, one of the best arenas to play in, or well, worst, I guess, as an opposing team, and I just think that they have the firepower, and we haven't seen it fail, but at the same time, we haven't seen Michigan State's defense fail. So once again, I don't know why I'm picking Duke, but my gut just tells me Duke's going to win this, and I think it's going to be, like in the set of close games, 78-74 in favor of Duke. So that's all we have for you guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great Saturday with college football championships and college basketball. If you haven't already, go watch the Indiana and Ohio State football preview, and in the next coming days, Georgia and Alabama's football preview will be out too. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.